Good day, everyone. I am Eunice Biatason, but you can call me Teacher Wen, your EDUC 103 teacher. Today, we will be studying about the pedagogy in learning. But before we proceed to our lesson, anyone from the class who wants to volunteer to lead the prayer? Okay, Elsa, you may start. Thank you for your wonderful prayer, Elsa. And now, let's proceed for the checking of attendance. Wow, you have complete attendance today. Very good. Okay, class, you will be given 2 minutes to observe and guess the given pictures below. Okay, your 2 minutes is over. Anyone from the class who wants to share their observation and what do you think its connection to our topic today? Yes, Anna? Okay, very good. The pictures are related to education and it is related to our topic today because they indicate learning, ways in which we can learn, and of course, the significance of technology in terms of our learning process. And now, let us proceed to our proper discussion. But first, we need to identify our learning objective. At the end of the lesson, the students are required to discuss what are the principles behind learning and account how pedagogical understanding is realized with the involvement of technology. Now, let's define what is thinking. Thinking is an active process in the brain. When one's brain is damaged, thinking is greatly affected. And for psychologists, thinking is a systematic flow of ideas in a careful and precise way, which is triggered by a problem. And now, what is learning? Learning is a change of one's behavior as a result of their experience. The learning process begins when you have new experience and it may be change our behavior. According to Pavlov, one of the famous theorists that made an impact in the field of education, he enlightened that learning takes place through conditioning, classical conditioning and operant conditioning. In classical conditioning, learning is based on how the learners will respond to the particular object presented for them. In Pavlov's study on the dog, the bell, the food, the ringing of the bell followed by the food makes the dog salivate. And classical conditioning in the classroom refers to learned behaviors when a neutral stimulus is associated with a learned response. For example, on classroom situation, students may learn to keep quiet when the teacher instructs them to do so, or feel anxious when they see a harsh and strict teacher. In operant conditioning, learning is strengthened using reward and punishment. In Skinner's study, a rat placed in a cage knows that whenever it presses a button, a food comes out and when it steps off to something, it will be electrocuted. In operant conditioning, we have positive reinforcement, negative reinforcement, positive punishment, and negative punishment. Examples of operant conditioning in the classroom include providing stickers for good behavior, loss of playtime through bad behavior, and providing positive and negative grades on tests based on the test results. After we explore the two processes that learning takes place, it is also important to understand the learning styles of every student. Learning style is a learner's preference on how they learn best. There are 7 learning styles of learners. The 7 learning styles for high school. First is oral. You prefer using sound and music. These learners work well when they listen to music and rhymes. Second is visual. You prefer using pictures and images. These learners are good in working with colors and pictures and using the mind's eye. Using computer games and other interactive visual will likely enhance their learning. The third one is physical. You prefer using your body, hands, sense of touch. These learners love to move and walk playing sports and exploring outside so they can perform well in an exploratory environment. Number 4 is social. You prefer to learn in groups or with others. These learners are so socially good as they work collaboratively They can be pacemakers as they share, facilitate, and organize people's ideas in the group. Number 5 is solitary. You prefer to work alone and use self study. These learners are strong willed and independent, facilitate working alone. They do well in self based instructions and can depend their reflection as they learn concepts. Number 6 is logic. You prefer using logic, reasoning, and system. These learners are straightforward as they are logical thinkers. Exposing them to an inquisitive environment that will allow them to organize patterns likely helps them. Number 7 is verbal. You prefer using words in speech and writing. These learners can memorize facts and trivia easily and are good in narrating tales. Since they're good playing with words, they can perform well by writing and talking. The learning styles described in the previous slide shows how learners vary considerably. As future teachers, you need to understand that your learners may manifest two or more learning styles, and you have to be creative enough in addressing their learning styles as their learning strengths. With the aid of technology, your teaching pedagogy will be widened enough as you design instructional plans in making your learners learn effectively. Okay, class, any questions, clarifications? Do you understand? Okay, very good. For your assignment, please answer the following questions.